In 1991, something remarkable happened. The Berlin Wall had just fallen, the Soviet Union was collapsing in real time, and the most powerful leaders in the world were popping champagne. Democracy had won, not just a battle, the whole war. A political scientist named Francis Fukuyama wrote a famous essay declaring it the end of history. His argument: liberal democracy wasn't just the best system humans had invented, it was the final one. Every country on Earth would eventually get there. It was inevitable, and the numbers backed him up. In 1975, only 30% of the world's countries were democracies. By the year 2000, that number had doubled. Nations across Eastern Europe, Latin America, and Africa were holding free elections for the first time. It felt like a revolution. That was the high point, and the world has been quietly retreating from it ever since. Fast forward to 2008. Lehman Brothers, one of the most powerful banks on Wall Street, collapses overnight. Within weeks, the entire global financial system is on the edge of implosion. Governments panicked. They bailed out the banks with trillions of dollars of public money. In the US alone, the bailout topped $700 billion. In the UK, the government effectively nationalized two of its biggest banks. And here's what ordinary people saw: their savings wiped out, their jobs gone, their homes repossessed, while the bankers who caused the crisis kept their bonuses, kept their jobs, and faced zero consequences. Not a single senior Wall Street executive went to prison, not one. That moment didn't just make people angry, it made them feel like the game was rigged, that democracy was a performance, and the real decisions were being made somewhere else by people who would never face the consequences of getting it wrong. That feeling never went away. It just grew, and it's the single biggest reason voters across the world started turning to outsiders, to people who promised to burn the whole system down. Here's something that sounds simple, but is actually devastating. Democracy only works if people can agree on basic facts. Think about how you got your news 10 years ago. A newspaper, a TV broadcast, something with editors, fact-checkers, standards. Now think about how you get it today. A feed, designed by an algorithm that has one job: keep you scrolling. And the single most effective way to keep you scrolling is to make you angry. Outrage keeps people engaged longer than anything else, so the algorithm serves you more of whatever makes your blood boil. It doesn't matter if it's true, it doesn't matter if it's fair, it just has to provoke a reaction. The result? In America, Republicans and Democrats don't just disagree on policy anymore, they disagree on facts, on what actually happened, on what reality looks like. A study by the Pew Research Center found that the two parties are now further apart ideologically than at any point in the last 50 years. When a society can't agree on what is real, it cannot govern itself. Full stop. While Western democracies were tearing themselves apart, China was quietly making a different argument to the world. No elections, no free press, no opposition parties. And yet, in 30 years, China lifted 800 million people out of poverty. It built more miles of high-speed rail than the rest of the world combined. It turned a developing nation into the second largest economy on Earth. The message was uncomfortable, but clear. You don't need democracy to build a prosperous country. In fact, democracy might be getting in the way, and leaders around the world heard it. In Hungary, Viktor Orban dismantled judicial independence and called it protecting the nation. In Turkey, Erdogan jailed journalists and called it stability. In Brazil, Bolsonaro attacked the electoral system and called it fighting corruption. Different countries, different languages, but the same playbook. Use democratic elections to get into power, then slowly dismantle the institutions that could ever remove you. So while democracy is crumbling, let's look at what's actually thriving. China. 1.4 billion people, no elections, no opposition parties, no free press, and in 30 years, it went from a poor, developing nation to the second largest economy on Earth. It built more infrastructure in 2 decades than most countries manage in a century. Its cities make Western capitals look outdated. Singapore, consistently ranked one of the least corrupt, most efficient governments anywhere in the world. Its citizens enjoy some of the highest living standards on earth. It has never been a full democracy, and its leaders have never apologized for that. The UAE. 30 years ago, it was desert. Today, Dubai is a global financial hub, attracting millionaires, multinational corporations, and tourists from every corner of the world. Built without a single ballot box, these countries aren't outliers, they're a pattern. And that pattern is making people ask a question that would have been unthinkable in 1991. What if the West had it wrong? What if democracy, messy, slow, gridlocked, and increasingly captured by the wealthy, isn't actually the best system for delivering prosperity and stability? There's no easy answer, but the fact that billions of people are starting to ask that question, that might be the most dangerous sign of all.